Hi, I'm Melissa Woodside, live here at the Hampstead Theatre Festival. The festival is back this year to offer a variety of seminars, panel discussions, workshops, workshop with Greg Moss, playwright and novelist, in conversation with Darcy Bustle, and Lego, puppeteering, magic workshops. How cool is that? I'm going to go talk to a few people and see what they thought of the festival.
Hi, I'm Sebastian. I'm an actor. It's my first time here at the Hampstead Theatre. I'm glad, first of all, that this is a kind of networking event happening, and I think it's nice just to meet new people and to engage in new conversations. So what I've seen so far, it's exciting. I'm hoping for the best now.
Wow, I've just finished a workshop with Greg Moss. What an amazing guy, what an amazing workshop, what an amazing session. I've learned so much.
As you can tell by the noises around me, this place is buzzing.
So I was particularly interested to come to this talk with Deborah today because she is in the world of both screenwriting and obviously originally novel writing, and it was a very useful session because as I say, she's got a foot in both camps. So they're very different arts, and she was very clear about that the art of writing a good 90-minute screenplay is very different from the art of writing, you know, a long and complicated novel. And there were some very interesting insights into that. I have to admit that I'm less familiar with her novels than her works as they've been adapted by both herself and other people into films. But it was very valuable for that. And I'm always very interested in the crossover between different art forms. So I felt it was very useful. Obviously, there were a lot of people there who were really big fans of her novels, and you know would make appreciative noises every time a character got mentioned. So it's nice to see that it appealed as much to them as it did to me, who's somewhat less familiar with her written work. So you know, I think things like this that give you a little glance behind the curtain. I always like the Wizard of Oz analogy. You know, there's this amazing thing going on, and you pull back the curtain and there's a little chap bicycling away as hard as he can to create the illusion. And you know, to some extent or other, we're all in that business of creating the illusion, and today was a marvellous little glimpse behind the curtain.
My name's Jennifer Nettles, and I'm at the Hampstead Theatre today at the festival. I've just come from the casting session about what is the X Factor, and it was a wonderful session where I got to speak with casting agents and directors and other people in the industry and find out what they look for in actors and how actors can get representation by agents and how they can be seen by casting directors. It's a very informative session. It was so nice to have so many different people from various aspects of the industry, from film and television to theater, and also things like how important drama school and formal training is to becoming an actor in the UK.
Well, I think the festival is really interesting, and I think we need in general more festivals and lectures and stuff like that to happen in general, and mostly, let's say, for the public, like for the people outside, like not just for the producers or musicians, or I think more people in general should be able to attend stuff like that.
My name is Kasia. I'm a singer-songwriter. It's my first time at the Hampstead Theatre, and I think it's really great that they're putting on these workshops to hear from people in the music profession on just how things are made, because we don't really have an insight into that. It was really interesting to see professionals in the industry talking in a really down-to-earth way about the process of making music videos.
The music videos we watched were Professor Green, Read All About It, which was obviously massive, with another Scottish artist. So yeah, just it was brilliant session, massive insight, and I can't wait to get started really.
They try to stop the hiccups, and then one person sneezed and then they all had hiccups at the end, and it was a bit funny. I had a good experience and I would like to come here again.
Oh, we had a brilliant time. The kids were wonderful. They really, really had fun, I think. Well, it's a beautiful place. I'd love to come here again. Yes, definitely. I'd bring all my puppet friends with me. Maybe some of the Muppets next time they're in London.
I think it's a really good opportunity for people, local people, to come in and see how puppets are operated. Usually they only see them on TV, so it's a lovely chance for them to see how they're worked and to work out how to create voices, characters, and especially in a community theatre like this, it's anyone in the local area, anyone could come in and buy a ticket and come and see what's happening behind the scenes.
This is my second year here, and last year I enjoyed it, so I'm coming back over here. The lady I work with helps organize it, Angela Jackson, and I think they've done a great event, a great job again this year. One of the sessions I went to is something on how they cast for theater plays and how they cast for films. And I thought it was extremely fun, interesting also, informative, and not just like about the theater industry or the film industry, but also generally about what's happening in this country, in England and the UK overall. I think the way they've organized the film festival is a bit probably reflective of the type of theater this is, that they cover a lot of different issues and their plays cover a lot of different issues that are happening in society. So I like the fact that here, like, they'll go through the creative process. Like today I'm going to one session on how do you write screenplays, or how do you write for the big screen, for cinemas. And also I attended the one about new technologies in the theater. And I thought it was informative because it helps me understand the creative process and it makes me a better lawyer. And then you meet other people here who aren't just from the creative industries, that work in different areas, and you get those conversations going. So no, I think it's a very good setting, and I think it's probably reflective of the theater and the people who run it.
Going to the seminar on writing for the big screen by Hamish McCall. And I'm expecting to get a lot of insight knowledge on how the industry sort of works around it and how you write for the industry, in a way from someone who's done it very recently as well. I definitely think it's a good idea for events to have a wide range of opportunities because, especially because any part of the industry is very heavily linked to each other. Any part of the creative industry is very well linked.
It shows you a different aspect to it. Obviously, ideally you want to see the completed work as the author intended, but then it's lovely to be able to find out, especially if you're in creative industries yourself, how the hell do other people manage it? Can I learn anything from them? Is there something that will kickstart one of my ideas into a more active phase? So yeah, I think marvelous. I'm far more interested in the creative process than in sometimes the actual result of it.
So the whole creative industry should be very well linked, and separating it out, I think, limits creativity. But putting it all together in one location is quite helpful.
This is the place to be, definitely. Go for it, guys.
Bye.